people, welcome back to another video of mine. Thank you for clicking on this video. And as you can see, today we're going to be doing a story time about how I got my heart broken. And so we're going to jump right into the story. No time for no extra stuff. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Y'all know. So these are the news in case anybody asks. Now we're going to jump right into the story time. So this story starts at me and Green being at work one day. We worked as waitresses at a restaurant. And this story is like the tail end of the story I just told y'all about Green's birthday. So this was that same summer that she had her major birthday. So me and her is at work one day, and this one guy, we're gonna name him Charger, comes to our job. He was one of them people, like, he'll try to talk to anybody, and I think he really liked the chase because I said I did not like him, so he used to always try to chase me, and it was just like weird. So I was like, I'm not gonna give too much because he part of a different story time that I haven't told y'all yet. He was like trying to talk to me, and I was like, as I always do, because this is how I felt about him, I was like, ugh, like, I don't like you. Because me personally, I don't like guys with dreads because all my life my hair been short, and if your hair longer than me as a man and you can put your hair in a ponytail and all that, and I can't, oh no, I can't talk to you because I'm low-key jealous. Like, why you can do what I can't do and I'm supposed to be doing all that. So I was like, no, I don't like you. But I never told him that though, because I'm not going to tell you all my insecurities and all that about why I don't like you. You's ugly. That's why. So I was like, yeah, I don't like you. You're ugly. All that. Like, back up. So then he started saying, oh, don't nobody want your flat booty ass no way. Okay. And booty been flat. Like, booty been flat so long, I don't care. So he was saying all that. And I was like, bye. I don't care. Bye. Get away from me. I'm doing my job. Bye. Get away from me. And then he just kept following me saying stuff. So then I had went to where he couldn't go, and I had came back out with food that was supposed to go to Mustang and Dice, which I did not know Dice at the time, but I knew Mustang. And I was like, oh, what's up, what's up, Mustang? And he was like, what's up? And then he was like, your friend Green in there? Because Mustang and Green had been talking for a long time. They had been talking for like a while, a couple months now. But Mustang had ended up having a girlfriend, so they had ended up falling out. She was like, all this time you've had a girlfriend, but Mustang was always cheating on his girlfriend, always. So I should have knew that Dice wasn't gonna be about shit, but I did not care. So when Dice started, I was cool with Mustang. He was like, oh, what's up? Like, you cute, what's your name? And then I was like, oh, my name's Sincere, what's your name? And he was like, oh, my name Dice, do you want to exchange socials and all that? And then here come my freaking Charger talking about some exchange socials. Hey, Sincere, turn around real quick so you can see your flat ass. Hey, man. Y'all, like, straight trying to embarrass me. He was like, man, Dice, that is a hoe. You do not want her socials. You do not want her. I'm trying to tell you, I know her. But Dice was not tripping because he already knew that Charger be playing entirely too much. Like, why'd you see her playing? I just look back at Dice at Charger like, chill, like, you playing too much now. Like, he is too cute for you to be messing up this opportunity for me. Like, quit playing. Like, you still want me to be around you. Like, stop. Stop that. But no, it was funny. Like, what he was saying, he was a class clown. So what he was saying was funny. Like, that's why I said the first name, because he wasn't just saying that I was a hoe and all that. He was saying funny stuff too to let him know, like, oh, I am joking. But like, no, for real, like, don't do that. But still, Dice got my socials. So I was like, yes, sir. Dice had ended up getting my social, so we was texting while I was at work and stuff like that. And I had came out again, and I was talking to what's his name, Charlie, and I was like, man, don't do that. Like, he's actually cute. Like, you doing too much. Like, you trying to ruin stuff for me. Like, you ever think you're ruining stuff for you when you try to talk to people? No. So why is you sitting here trying to ruin my future relationship? Like, I really want to marry this man. He's that fine. And then Charger was like, man, go on, get up out of here. You ain't finna get that nigga no way. He don't want you for real. Like, girl, fuck with me, basically. That night we was texting while I was at work, and he was like, when you get off work, do you want to link up? And I was like, yeah, I do. Like, duh. So then he was like, okay, this where I'm gonna be at. I'm gonna be by the water because we had this place where you can go sit by the river, and everybody used to be out there like in the summertime hanging out. Even though our mosquitoes was egregiously bad, people were still just out there. I've been out there before while the mosquitoes was bad too. I mean, it's just people be doing that. I was like, okay, I'll meet you over there. So Green at the time, she used to drive her mom's or her family's van. So we was known for riding around in that van and all that. Y'all, when I tell y'all this van had roaches bad, like the only reason I'm telling you this is because it pops up in the story again. So remember that. The van had roaches so bad. So we went and we got in that van because she was supposed to take me home, but then she was supposed to go home that night because I wasn't driving. I was driving my mama car at the time, but that day we did not have my mama car. We only had her van. So we it was at this time that my mama wasn't letting me ride in her car a lot, I'm guessing. So she got in she was like, I was like, can you take me to go see him? And he said that Mustang is gonna be there too. And she was like, I really don't want to see Mustang, but I guess I'll take you to go see him. So I was like, okay, cool, thank you. So we went to the river that night, and when we went to the river, we both, me, Mustang, and I keep on calling him Mustang, but me, Dice, Mustang, and Green was all walking around the river and like the surrounding area and stuff like that. We wasn't just walking around the river because it was a lot of people there, so we didn't really want to be seen like that because we was like just testing out the waters. And plus, like I told y'all, what's his name? Mustang had a girlfriend. So when we had got done walking around that night, we had got into the van and we was talking about random stuff. We was just having a good old two man or whatever. Mind y'all, at this time, I think that Shorty was still coming around. Like Shorty was still trying to talk to me and stuff like that. And I was steady trying to tell Shorty like I really don't want to be with you and stuff, but it was like he was just not getting it. He was just not getting the hint. Well, it wasn't really a hint. I was blatantly saying like I didn't want to be with him, but he was still trying to be together. So it wasn't like I was able to miss him because he kept texting me, calling me, trying to be around me and stuff like that. So I was like, still kind of in a relationship with him, but kind of not because I had told him I didn't want to be together and all that. But he was still coming around, like I said. So when this opportunity arose, I was like, oh, this is perfect. Like, I don't even got to worry about being sad about not being around him or missing him and stuff like that because I got something to occupy my mind. So I started hanging out with so when we went home that night, I ended up giving him a hug. They ended up walking to their car and stuff like that. And she was like, and Green was like, so did you like him? And I was like, girl, I'm in love already. Like, duh. Meet you the first day, in love the first day. Like that's y'all know how I be. And don't say I move on faster than Mexican music, because I do. I was still talking to Shorty anyways. It wasn't like I had moved on from Shorty because I was still talking to Shorty. So I was texting Dice and he was telling me how he got a cousin and his cousin lived like 40 minutes away from us. And he was like, oh, soon I'm gonna be having to go to my cousin's house because my mama don't want me here. She was saying I'd be getting in too much trouble and I'd be hanging out with the wrong crowd and all that. Mind you, he was the wrong crowd. Like your son is the wrong crowd that she talking about. He hanging around and all that. Like he one of the main wrong crowd members type thing. So we had ended up hanging out like that night and maybe the next night. But he ended up leaving and going to where his cousin lived at, and we're gonna also name his cousin. And that was the last time I'm going to mention Charger, but like I said, he got a story time of his own, and we gonna use his name Charger in that story time. So we're gonna name this new character that is Dice's cousin. We're gonna name him. We're gonna name him Boosie. We're gonna name him Boosie because yeah. So he was shorter than Dice, and he had like a short haircut, like waves, and he was just cool. Honestly, me and Green at the time was working two jobs, so I had no time in the daytime, but I had time in the nighttime to go see him. So when I started going to see him too, like I actually stopped working as much because I was not sleeping that much at night because I was going to go see him. And if they was asking people like who want to get off of work early, I would be like me if it's the nighttime, so I could go see him. We ended up going over there that first night, and it was like basically another 2 men. Me and Dice was chilling, and her and Boosie was chilling. So it just happened to be like that for a couple nights in a row. Like we'll go if we didn't have work, we'll go there in the daytime. If we didn't have work, we'd go there at the nighttime. No, we was there every night. Like every night we was there. But this little relationship type thing only happened for like 3 weeks, I would say. I'm not sure. It was sometime. It was almost over too. So when what? So it was a lot of times we went over there. I'm gonna just name some random times because I'm not gonna say this happened, then this happened, then this happened, then this happened because I don't know the order in which these things happen because, like I said, this was when I was very young. So I remember one time we went over there and we was playing spades and all that. So we was having a good time playing spades. Boosie was a good time. Like he would sit and play spades with us, even though he was grown. Because like I said, this was his house. He was grown and he was very much older than us. So he would still hang out with us though, but he also had like his other like little flings, like so he wasn't really like too much trying to really cater to Green because he knew she wasn't in his age range and all that. Like he was more into girls like his age, so but he still messed with us though, like he was still cool. So when we was there, like um I was just very clingy on him and all that. Like always wanted to like take videos and be in his space and cuddle and all that with him. But um I was never really like trying to take it too far. So one time we was over there and I was in my friend's face. So my friend was like, "Man, your breath stink a little bit." And I was like,
Nice.
and like I told y'all, we used to work 2 jobs. So I probably had brushed my teeth that morning. But after you work 2 jobs and it's like the end of the day, I've probably been being quiet for a long time. You know, when you have your mouth shut for a while, your breath started to stink a little bit. And I was like, dang, really? And she was like, yeah, Haki. And so then I was trying to go out to the car and get me a stick of gum, y'all. But I just couldn't because it was so dark. And I think the lights wasn't working or something. But it was just so dark, and I felt like y'all know when it's dark, the roaches come out, and they do not be scared. Like them roaches in that van was not really scared, but they just wouldn't come out in the daytime. Like they was nocturnal, but in the nighttime they was out. So I was like nervous about getting into her car to grab the gum. Like I felt like they was in her purse because her purse had been inside the truck. So inside the van. So I was like, they really finna come out and get me. One of the nights that we were supposed to go over there, me and Dice had gotten into an argument. And so I was like, I'm not coming over there. And then we still ended up popping up over there to try to see if they was gonna have any other females over there. And I say females, even though even though Green and Boosie wasn't really talking like that, like she was still like, don't be talking to nobody else. But y'all know how y'all be like, don't be talking to nobody else, but y'all really don't care. It was like that. So we all went over there still, and when I had pulled up, he was like, "I knew you was gonna come," and I was like, "How did you know I was gonna come?" He was like, "Girl, you in love," and I was like, "How do you know? How do you know that I'm in love already? And I don't even know you." So when we used to go over there, we used to just do a lot of different things. We used to go get stuff to eat. He was acting like he did not have money on him. Like he was acting like he had ran out of money on his trip and stuff like that. And that was one of the reasons why he also had to go to his cousin's house. So, cause y'all know, if y'all know Simone, he was broke and dangerous. So, when we went over there, one of the times, a couple of times actually, we had went to go get food. Like we had went to go get pizza, or we had went to go get Taco Bell and stuff like that. He used to order them taco pizzas. I was like, ugh, but if y'all eat them, no judgment. But he did not have money, y'all. He was like, so like I said, he was broke and dangerous. So he was broke, and I was paying for his food some of the time. And when we had pizza, like me and Green had split it, and so that we had ate it. But I'm not gonna lie, we did end up eating food at we did end up eating food at Boosie house before. So we didn't have to pay for that, and we used to drink up all his waters. But this was back when I don't know if it was Aquafina or Dasani, but one of them waters was good at the time, and we used to suck up all his little waters. And but we ended up buying him a pack of waters again because we was like we done sucked up all his waters because like I said we was having it at the time, so I was not tripping about buying his food and stuff like that. But it'll come back up later in the store. Let me tell y'all. So one day we had went and picked up a pizza, and we was trying to eat the pizza, and I was just like, man, I really cannot eat this pizza. Like I don't know why I can't eat this pizza. And they was looking at me like, and I was like, I don't know. I think I'm heartbroken. And then Dice was like, ain't no, I think. Go on, say that. Because I knew you was messing with another nigga. All that. Like, because I ain't going to lie, when I was there, um, Shorty used to be calling my phone. And I used to just not answer. And I just, like, hit him up the next day or something. Like, it is what it is. And while I was starting to hang out with him, like Shorty started to realize like I just wasn't available at night, and it was just getting real weird. And so one day he came to my house, and I was just like, Shorty, I just think we just need to take a break because I told him at first I was like, yeah, we need to break up, and he was like, nah, that's not a good idea. I don't think we should break up. So I was just like, well, how about we just take a break? Because I need a break from you because this is just too much. It's starting to be too much. Like, you are overbearing and it's too much for me. Like, all that we've been through and all that. And, like, it's just too much. Like, we too young to be steady trying to make a relationship last when all this stuff is going on. And he agreed on the break. So once he agreed on that break, it was like the heartbreak had started. But it was like, that we went and got pizza after that. And I was just like so heartbroken and stuff. And so, mind y'all, I'm spending money on getting to and from his place because, like I told y'all, it was a 40-minute drive. And when I say me and her used to hit the highway burning rubber, we ain't know nothing about cars. We weren't getting that van or oil change or nothing like that. So we used to get there in like 35 minutes, but it was really like a 40-minute drive. And y'all know when y'all driving fast, and especially in a van, it's gonna burn up a lot of gas. So we used to have to put gas in. So we both was paying for gas to get there and to come home, which she was a real friend for that because we was gonna go see my man, and she still used to help me put in on gas. One time we had drove my mom's car, we had pull up bumping Jasmine Sullivan, and he was like, "Oh, y'all don't know nothing about that," because he was like 1 year older than us. He was like, y'all don't know nothing about that. What y'all know about that, Jasmine? We was like, this is our jam. What do you know about it? So we was just bumping Jasmine, just chilling in the car and all that. Because sometimes we did not go inside of Boosie house because, like I said, he used to have his females. Boosie also had a daughter, y'all. I almost forgot that. Boosie had a daughter. So sometimes when we would go over there, his daughter would be over there. And Dice used to really love his daughter. So she used to be like, around Dice a lot. Actually, Dice used to babysit his daughter sometimes when Boosie went to work and when her mama went to work. It was a girl. I said that already. It was a daughter. So yeah. Basically, we was going over there every day, spending money going over there. I was buying his food sometimes and all that. So eventually it was just starting to get so toxic. Like it was just starting to get too toxic. But before it got toxic, y'all, I almost forgot this part of the story because I really wanted to leave it out. But so I'm not gonna get into all of the details. But all I can say is one night we had ended up finding it. We had ended up bringing Mustang to come see his friend. We had ended up bringing Mustang to come see Dice. And when Mustang came and seen Dice, it was like we was on a two-man, and Green was not there. Not Green. Boosie was not there. Boosie was at work. Green was there. Green was the other part of the two-man. So it was me, Green, Dice, and Mustang. So we was like, and Boosie daughter was there though. Boosie daughter was there, which was a funny part of this night. So we ended up, it was Dice and me in the room, and then it was like a studio for real, but it was a couch, and it used to be splattered with like the paint, and it was so cool. It was like neon. So Boosie was not there. Boosie's daughter was there. So we was chilling in the living room for a little while. We chilled and all that. And then once we got done chilling in the living room, I went to the room with Dice, and she was in the living room with, what's his name? Mustang. I keep forgetting the names. But yeah, all my family members, click off the video right now. Thank you. Click off the video. Y'all don't want to hear this. I'm gonna give y'all time. So basically, I don't want to tell this because I know they didn't click off the video. But basically, Dice ended up using his hands and going to work. So he put his mouth, his hands on me and fingers and all that. Okay, so yeah, it was light or whatever. Like, I ain't gonna hold it. He was pretty cool. He was doing a little bit, and I was trying to see what Dice was working with. And Dice was like, nah, I don't want you to see, because if you see, you gotta put your mouth on it, basically. When it was my turn, I was like, let me, you know what I'm saying, do your way. And he was like, nah, you go. So the average person would be like, you know what, okay. He didn't want me to. That's so gentleman like him. But no, not me. I was like, nah, what's going on though? Like, let me see that. And he was like, nah. So I was like, why not? And then he was just like saying, nah. So I was basically like trying to pick this man up by his shorts, like trying to turn him upside down.
What did he say? Oh, hell no!
And he was finally like, okay, dang. So then when y'all, he pulled that thing out. That thing was like this big. Hold on. He was like this. And it was like that skinny as well. So I'm just looking at it like, oh. Like, cause I just made a big deal about seeing it, and now that I'm seeing it, it's like, so then he was like, yeah, go ahead and do you. So I did it or whatever. And oh wait, was this that time? I don't know. I'm just nervous. I don't even want to talk about it. That's why I'm like trying to think of other things to say. But so yeah. So then when I did it, he was just like, y'all know how people be like helping you and assisting you and all that. When I said, this man was like, y'all really don't even talk about this right now, because I feel like my family watching and they're gonna be like, OMG, like all that, like put all that on YouTube. But me thinking about it now, thinking back on it, like that was funny because he was so small and he just wanted me to go so fast, like jackrabbit style. And I was just thinking about like how that would be, and I was just like, nah, that ain't gonna work for me. So after I had seen it, I already knew in my mind, but I was like, since I forced you to pull it out, basically, I just do my thing. So I did my thing. He arrived to the occasion, and then that was it. And when that happened, I was just like, yeah, this we'll never get too far in this relationship. Because we wasn't even in a relationship at the time, but I was just like, but I thought we was in a relationship because I thought I was in love, but we really was not in a relationship. Now, I didn't know what was going on outside. All we heard was her green scream. She was like, ah. And all we heard was Boosie's daughter running. Because we had put Boosie's daughter in Boosie's room, like, go to sleep or watch this TV show and all that. And we had gave her some snacks and all that so she could be cool. And so then all we heard was her running and screaming. So I was like, ha 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 ha. So we was like, what's going on? So we walked out the room and she was like, man, we was just sitting here chilling, trying to watch the movie and all that. And Boosie's daughter came and she was just staring. And she was just looking at us in the dark. And we got so scared because she looked like a Chucky doll or something. And she just started running and laughing and all that. So we walked in the room. We was like, girl, you was supposed to be asleep. They went in the room too with us in Boosie's room. We was like, girl, you was supposed to be asleep. And we was laughing so hard because they had scared the mess out of both of them. I think both of them had started screaming. So then after that, we all just chilled in the living room and watched movies until it was time to go home, which we all left like pretty late, like early that morning or something. Okay, so say you like somebody like 100%, I liked him like 200%. But after I found that out, I liked him like 150%. I was like still trying to find out in my mind, like, is this ever going to be able to be okay with me? Because I'm probably never ever going to feel anything ever in life, like if we ever do anything. And so then that's when, then eventually, as we was hanging out with him as well, it was so funny, like, and it was so random because I guess since he had came to their city, it had made this girl that we worked with think about this story. But I wasn't at work when she told this story, but Green was. So the story goes that Dice ended up taking this girl virginity. They took each other virginity. And the girl said she did not feel nothing. She didn't bleed or nothing. Like, she said it only happened one time because after that she was like, what's the point of doing it if I don't feel anything?
Why would she say that? Like,
And I was like, well, that sounds very believable actually, because I seen it, and when I seen it, I told Green too. I was like, yeah, that's that. And so she was like, wow, that is crazy. And then when she got told that story while she was at work, she told me, and she was like, yes, girl, you was just telling me that. And I was like, girl, yeah, she ain't lying, because I couldn't believe it. Like, that's why I didn't want to do nothing either. So I was like, I'm definitely not gonna do nothing, because what's the point of wasting a body just to not feel anything? So then also that night, Grim told me that she was trying to feel around on Mustang too, and Mustang was not very much of a they melanin genes. It didn't really pull through in that department, like on the both of them young men. So they both was not really trying to. He was doing the same thing to her. He was like, "No, I don't want to show you. I don't want to show you this and the third." And then she finally like felt around on the sneak, on the secret, and she was like, "It was hard, and it was still just like this." And I was just like, "Well, okay, yeah." I don't even know why we were sharing these many details, but y'all know girls be sharing all their business and stuff. So yeah, she had told me all that. So we was both like, we got to get away from these niggas because these niggas is broke. These niggas is cheaters. These niggas is little. Like, what is we doing? What is we really doing? Like, there's nothing in this for us. So that was when I started to like try to break myself away from him. But I was so in love because I told y'all in the last story time, I felt like all the love that I had for Shorty ended up just going straight into Dice. Like, I didn't really like him like that. I couldn't have, because I didn't know him. But it was like I just felt this strong connection to him because of how I felt about Dice. Like, how I felt about Shorty. I wish Shorty looked like Dice. Like, if Shorty had the feelings, if Dice had the feelings for me that Shorty felt for me, like, that would have been perfect. But I still couldn't get over the the private issue. I still couldn't get over that though. I'm not even gonna lie. But so we kept hanging out with him and stuff like that, over there a lot. And one night when we went over there, we overstayed our welcome and we was there for a long time. And when we was there, my mom must have woke up in the middle of the night, and she was like, because usually she didn't wake up in the middle of the night, she didn't care when I got home, she was sleeping all that. So when she woke up in the middle of the night, she must have noticed that I wasn't home, and she was like, bring your butt home now. And I was like, okay, here I come, I'm on my way. I'm a little bit of ways away, but I'll be there.
cap.
And I did not leave yet. I did not leave until I was good and ready to leave. Like, I think she told me that at like 11, and I didn't come home till like 2. So y'all can see, like, I was so in love. Like, I was doing stuff that I just was not supposed to be doing, disrespecting my mom and all that. I know I was wrong. So when that happened, my mom was like, she locked the door on me and she did not let me in. I was outside banging on the door and all that. And she was like, get away from the door before I call the police. Y'all, all that. So y'all know what I did? Went right back to where I was, and I spent the night over there at Boosie house because what else was I supposed to do? Because I didn't want to go to Greenhouse because she lived with her mom's family at the time. I was just scared to go over there because I was scared of roaches at the time because I didn't go look for them. Thank God. I had went back to Boosie house. I spent the night there. The first day was cool. It was all right. I was just really sad and all that. And in the daytime, Boosie was going off to go to work. And usually I would be going to work too, but I ended up calling in for my jobs because I was telling them, like, I'm going through something right now. I can't come to work. So they was like, okay, we'll take you off the schedule for a couple of days. So then the next day, after I had spent the night one night, The next day I had took my hair down and I was like, and I had redid my braids. And then Green had came that night. We was dancing that night, having fun, turning up, all that. So the next day, Dice ended up going outside taking a phone call. Like, what are you doing? Like, literally, what are you doing? So he went outside, he took a phone call. So once he took that phone call, I was like, oh yeah, something's going on. Like, I'm not slow and I know something is going on now. Like, you ain't going outside to take no phone calls for nobody else. He sat on the phone with his mama, his sister, and all that in my face. So I'm like, you're not going on the phone to talk to nobody but another female. So I started making a mental note, like, yeah, we need to get a hold of that phone. So then that day we ended up, and then it was like you could tell like he just stopped like messing with me for real because I had told him when my mom had first kicked me out that same night, I told him like, please don't try me because or try to do the nasty with me because I'm not feeling it. I'm not in that mental space right now. My mom has kicked me out the house. I don't know what I'm about to do. I am stressed. I am stressed. So I was like, don't even try me. And so he was like, okay, I won't. And so then the next day, after we had been dancing and all that, the next day, when he had went outside to take the phone call too, that's what happened. So Boosie had ended up going to work, which okay, Boosie ended up going to work that day. Boosie had work all these days. So Boosie ended up going to work. Me and Dice was in there. We was just watching movies on the TV, and he was like, "Let's go in a room and cuddle and stuff with our clothes off and all that." And I was just like,
Oh, hell no!
"Didn't I just ask this man not to try me?" Because I mean, I was never gonna give you nothing because you were small anyway. But now you're trying me, so then I was like, "We can go cuddle, but with our clothes off, that's so extra." And so then I was like, we cuddling right here though. But he was like, nah, let's go cuddle. So we went in the room cuddling. And so then I'm like sitting there chilling, waiting to be tried because I already know he about to try it. So then when he tried it, I was like, didn't I tell you not to? And so I basically blacked. Basically blacked out. I'm like, didn't I tell you not to try it? I'm going through enough stuff right now. Like I already messed up my relationship with my mama and all that. I'm kicked out the house right now. I'm stressed out, this, that, and the third. And he was just sitting there like, okay, like dang, you ain't have to black me like that, but I really did though because why is you trying it? And I told you, I'm hurting. So I was ready to cry and all that. I was ready to go home. That's when he went and took that conversation outside. So he probably called somebody else like, dang, I'm tired of this girl being here. Like she not giving me none and all that. Like you sitting up in my face and you're not trying to give me none. Like leave. So then after that, we ended up going to go play basketball today, which I had gotten in the shower, but I didn't have no clothes. I didn't have no deodorant. I didn't have nothing. One of his people came and picked him up, and we had went to go play basketball. I used to play basketball as well at the time, but I wasn't really as good as I like could have been at the time. So I was just around there shooting around. Which first he had went up. Dice had went up the stairs where it was like a workout room where you could just lift weights and stuff like that. It wasn't no treadmills and nothing. It was like just weightlifting stuff, squats and all that, bench press and all that stuff up there. And so he went up there, he was working out. So I was trying to do the workout with him and he just left. And when he left, he went downstairs and he got on the phone. Like, is that what we're here for? Is we here to practice playing basketball? But he said he was really good at basketball. But when I had seen him playing, he was not that good, like he was trying to proclaim. But y'all know when people be practicing, they don't be that good. I don't know. People think people good at certain things. I just don't be thinking that they good. I don't know. So that happened. We had went there, and so when we had came back, I was musty because I had went and got in the shower. I had got in the shower that night, but I told y'all I didn't have any deodorant, so I didn't have nothing to put under my arm. So I was musty as that thing. Driving back home, I was like, dang, I'm musty. I hope he don't smell me. I hope old dude don't smell me. But I told him, I was like, I need to get in the shower now. Like, I'm musty that day. But I should just use his deodorant. I don't know why I didn't. After I came from playing, he was like, Lucy said that you gotta go because you done been here too long. He don't want to get in trouble. Like, he don't want your mama to call, say you a runaway and all that. Like, so he was just like, you gotta go and stuff. So I was like, okay. So I was like, I need your phone because my phone is dead, which y'all know that's probably like the oldest game in the book. Like, what do you mean your phone is dead? Like, you can charge your phone. Like, we all had the same kind of phone. So I was like, why my phone charger? Can I use your phone? So he really let me use it too. So I took his phone. I went in the bathroom. I made the phone call. I needed to make. I was like, friend, Green, can you come get me because I gotta go home. She was not coming over this night actually. She had came over the last night, but she wasn't supposed to be coming this night because it was supposed to be storming that night. So she was like, friend, it's raining really bad. Like, you sure you want me to come get you? I was like, man, this man saying he want me out of his house. Like, I'm not trying to stay here no more than what's like my welcome. I'm not trying to overstay my welcome and all that. So I was like, okay. So she was like, okay, cool. So she was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna be on my way soon. So then after we had got off the phone, I had went through that phone, and when I went through that phone, I didn't really see much. Only thing I saw was him texting one girl, and that broke my heart because they was texting like they was in a relationship, and I was like, oh, so you in a relationship? And y'all, it was one of them girls. She was set with her profile picture in his phone was her sitting up on the counter with her booty poked up.
Round of applause, bitch. You made me mad, bitch. I just hope you're ready. I hope you're ready to die by that dick. I hope you're ready to die by that dick because I'm ready to go to war for it. I'm ready to go to war.
Yeah, I was like, bruh, straight like that, bruh. Like,
I know Dad, and he would never do something like that.
really? So I was sitting there heartbroken reading all their messages. So when I came out, I threw his phone at him, the bad girl, code. So I threw his phone at him. He was like, what? And I was like, okay. I was like, I'm just waiting on my ride. Nothing. I'm just waiting on my ride. He was like, oh, okay. So then as my friend was driving and my phone came on. So I tried to call my mom a couple times and she was not answering the phone. So I was like, dang. So then we were just sitting there basically in awkward silence for real. And I was just sitting there like, I was ready to go home anyway though because I really didn't have any clothes to wear. So then my friend eventually showed up, and when she showed up, I was like, yes, sir, because somebody came and got me where I was not wanted. He was like, yes, sir, because he wanted me up out of there. Yeah, y'all, I did change my hair because I felt like it looked better with the bang, so I brought the bang down. So she pulled up in a big F-150 truck, and I was like, dang, you riding clean, ain't you? What's going on? And she was like, yeah, because my uncle said he had work tonight, and I was like, can I please get your truck? I need it. And she said he let her have it. So she pulled up and she was like, yes, girl, it was raining so bad when I was on my way here. Like, I think I saw a tornado like right in front of my face. She was like, the wind was bad. It was raining crazy. And when she had pulled up, it was raining crazy then too. But we was not watching the news, and we was right in the middle of like tornado central. So we should have been watching the news, but we wasn't. We was young and crazy and dumb and all that. So she got there. She was like, yeah. And so then I was like, yeah. So you ready to go? And she was like, girl, we need to sit here and wait a little bit because it's raining cats and dogs out there. I do not want to drive in that again. So we waited a little while. We kicked it with Shorty. We kicked it with Dice, and we was like just chilling, waiting on this to stop raining. I forgot to tell y'all, but at this time, since Shorty had saw me not responding to him at night and just being fishy, not spending time with him, not caring about not spending time with him and all that, because like I said, I had been trying to get rid of him, but he could tell like I didn't really have nothing else to do and I was bored, so I would hang out with him when I wasn't at work. So he was noticing that like I was not responding to him as much. I wasn't talking to him. Every time he tried to come see me, I would be like, nah, I'm not trying to talk to you. And around this time too, something happened with him where he was like, this is not part of the story, but I'm gonna just give y'all this little inside story because it can't be you know what, I'm gonna give y'all a story time about our whole relationship. Actually, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just give y'all a story time titled My First Relationship. That's what I'm gonna do. So I'm not going to include that story in here. So what happened was, she came, she got me, we chilled there for a little while. When we left, I told her like, oh, I found this in his phone, like I'm so sad, this, that, and the third. And she was like, girl, y'all are not in a relationship, and you was messing with Shorty while you was messing with him. Like, you was still talking to Shorty while y'all was talking. And I was like, so I cut Shorty off, and I had been trying to cut Shorty off. It wasn't my fault I was talking to Shorty. Shorty was talking to me, basically. And she was like, girl, same difference. Like, you cannot be mad at him because, for one, y'all not in a relationship. That's why I said, first of all. And I was like, you know what? We not in a relationship, so I can't really be mad at him. But I was like, but I feel like he was still playing with me. So, and the fact that I'm in trouble with my mom. Also, while me and Green was sitting there chilling with Dice, I can't never think of his name. While me and Green was sitting there chilling with Dice, Dice was like, so why did you get kicked out again? And I was like, it's your fault. Like, I was literally sitting here spending time with you, and my mom was like, get home, but I just didn't get home. I just didn't get home, so that's why I got kicked out. And he was like, are you serious? And I was like, you was there that night, right? I was here, right? And you remember me saying my mama said get home, right? And I didn't get home, right? And he was like, man, I never disrespect my mom over no female. Boy, if you don't stop talking to me, like, you already got caught cheating. Like, boy, if you don't stop talking to me, like, leave me alone. And I already told you not to try me. You try me, like me spending that, I think it was like 48 hours with him. Me spending that time with him, y'all, that really like put the icing on the cake for me. Like, that really like showed me like, oh nah, like this is not where it's at right here. Like, I do not like him. Like, I told y'all I liked him like 200%. Then I saw that and went down to 150. Then that happened, it went down to 100. So now I like him like on a regular amount that you're supposed to like. Nah, the cheating, the trying me, and saying that to me, now I done went down probably about 75, 60. So like somebody who just tried you, say I didn't like him all the way, I liked him like enough for somebody who just tried you when you first met them, like you got their first red flag, when I've already had like 7. Because I started off liking him way too much anyway. So he said that, I was like, oh, that is so disrespectful. But it still did not stop me from liking him. So I went home that night, but I was like, I did not go home that night. What happened was I went to my mama's house and I was like, mama, let me in. And she was like, no, go back to where you came from, where you been at these last couple nights. It was one night, let me in. So I only stayed at his house 2 nights because she had kicked me out that night, and then I had stayed there that other night as well. So I was like, it's only 2 nights, what do you mean? But it wasn't the full night the other night. It was only 1 full night, basically. Well, kind of, because I was there from before, but y'all know what I mean. So that night I had to go to Green House, and I had spent the night there, got in the shower, and she took me to the store so I can get some deodorant and all that. So I spent the night there, and she we was just talking. I think I was crying and all that. Like, I was just stressed out. So the next day I was like, he tried to drop me off at my mama's house. So I went to my mama's house, and you can see like the door was open from the screen door. So I walked in, and she was in her room. So when I walked in, I just went straight to my room, and I just didn't say nothing. I shut the door and locked it. Like, I don't want to hear nothing you talking about. So then when she shut the door and all that, like, and then I texted her, I was like, okay, you can leave because I'm just in my room. I'm not gonna say nothing. So Green pulled off, and she was like, okay. So after that, I was just in my room. I ain't say nothing to my mama at all. Like, I was just nervous. So then when she finally shut the door and all that, I guess she was opening the door like for me to come. Like, I think she had her door open for me, but she'll probably say she didn't, but I think she did. So then she shut the door, and I was just in there, and I was just like, okay, I'm back on in. We in there. So I was like, yes, sir. So then a couple days later, like, I did not go over his house no more because that really bugged me. But I was calling him and texting him, but I didn't go see him anymore. And I was like, you gonna have to just come see me because I feel like I'm like scared to come over there because I don't know what's gonna happen, like you said. And I really was like, oh, you said you'll never disrespect somebody for your mom? But I wasn't really trying to disrespect my mom for you. I just didn't want to go home at the time. So it wasn't like I was just purposefully, you know, being disrespectful to her for you, like the way you trying to put it and all that. Like, I just cussed out for your ass or something. Like, no. But so I was like, yeah, you just gonna have to come get me. So he ended up having one of his friends come get me one night, and we went riding around, and we went to, I'm trying to think if Green was with us. I think she was. Yes, she was. And it was not Boosie who came and got us, I don't think. I think it was somebody else. It might have been Boosie who came and got us, but to be honest, I don't remember who was driving. All my mind was on was my man, because I was still in love at the time. So we was riding around listening to music. We had ended up going to a store, and when we went to that store, he had ended up buying him some stuff, and I was like looking, cause what you buying you some stuff for? You said you was broke. And then I had got me some stuff to buy me some stuff too, and he did not offer to buy my stuff. So I'm like, wait, what? Like, why is you not offering to buy my stuff? Because I've been buying your stuff this whole time. Why do you think you can have some money and not up that? Like, why? So he was like, so he got his stuff, and he got up out the stove, and he just did not, like, he waited for me, or he went last or something like that, but he did not worry about buying my stuff at all. So we ended up hanging out that night, because I believe he was planning on going back to where he got moved to with his mom even soon. So he was like, let me come see you for the last time type thing. So he came, he seen me and all that, and we hung out that night, and then they dropped us back off at home, me and Green. And that was that. While he was still 40 minutes away from our hometown, he would answer my texts, he would call me, we would stay on the phone for a long time and all that. And I had told him what I seen in his phone, and he was just like, oh, because we not together, I didn't think couldn't talk to other people and stuff like that. So I was like, okay. And we kept talking, and then when he went back to where his mom stayed at, he just stopped texting me like that. He stopped texting me, he stopped calling me. Like, if I tried to call him or text him, he would always say he was busy and stuff like that. But he would respond sometimes, and he would get on the phone for like 5 minutes sometimes. But we used to talk on the phone for like at least an hour, you know, a day. So when he stopped answering me and texting me and stuff like that, I was just so sad, and I was crying. I felt like I was having 2 heartbreaks at once, because I'm already heartbroken over my first boyfriend ever, and then you supposed to be Rebound boy, and you messing up. Like, I was supposed to just get in and get out, but I caught feelings, y'all. I caught feelings. It was hard, because he was so cute to me. Like, he was one of the cutest boys like I had ever seen at the time. Like, I was like, oh yeah, he is fine. He's still cute to that. Let me not add that. Fast forward, that happened. I was so sad. I ended up going back to school so sad, y'all. That was like at the very end of the summer. And when I went back to school, y'all, I was still heartbroken about it. That happened in like, I told y'all that happened in June. So that happened in like July. Y'all know we go back to school in August. Man, when I went back to school in August, my heart was still broke. It was just tragic, y'all. I was sad, ready to cry and all that. So I was in class like, I can't believe I'm going through this heartbreak, and I'm so sad, and nobody notices me. I was like, everybody think everything's just regular, and the whole time I'm heartbroken. And then I found it so funny, because since he had came, like, people was talking about him, and one of the people that I told y'all was in our friend group that did not come to her birthday party that year, she was telling me how she dated him when we was in like elementary school. And I was like, where? And she was like, yes. And I was like, girl, yeah. I didn't want to tell her that we had talked though, because that was embarrassing, to be honest. Fast forward to years later, it was like a year or 2 later, and we had seen him. He had came back in town. We had seen him, and he ended up telling me, oh wait, no. Okay, my bad. I'm fast forwarding too far. Okay, so fast forward to my birthday that year. On my birthday that year, we was trying to find somewhere to get some apple juice, and we ended up going to his cousin's house, because his cousin said he was gonna get us some apple juice. And so I had pulled up. I was looking all good, had my hair done and all that. And he was like, man, what? I'm finna call, bro. You came up here showing out. And I was like, yeah, it's my birthday or whatever. And then he called him, and he was on the phone like, I still don't mess with you like that, but you do look good. look good, but I still don't mess with you like that. Like, I'm not even gonna hold you. Like, this is not that. I was trying to stunt in the camera and all that whole time. He did not care about me trying to stunt or none of that. He didn't text me or nothing after that or none of that. I actually told my friend to tell him to spin a block, and he was like, nah, he in a relationship right now. The whole time was not in a relationship like that. This man just did not want me, y'all. So we ended up getting a drink from him, and then when we was ready to go home, I guess his daughter was spending the night, so he ended up going to get his daughter, and she was like, where Dice at? Where Dice at? Why y'all didn't bring Dice with y'all? And we was like, oh, sorry, we didn't bring Dice with us this time because Dice is just not here. Like, we didn't know what to say. So then she was like, yeah, where Dice at? Where Dice at? That's all she kept saying, where Dice at? I'm telling you, they had a good relationship. And she was really young. She was like 5 years old, maybe. So we're gonna fast forward to like a year or two later. Me and Green had went out one night, and what's his name? Dice was in town. And Dice was like, we had met him at a gas station, because y'all know people be hanging out at the gas station after parties and all that. So we had went to the party. I seen him at the party, but I ain't say nothing. Then we had went to the gas station. He gonna tell us, he gonna say, Green personality is like a 100, but your personality, Sincere, yours is like a 85, 90. I was just like, why are you steady trying to break my confidence down? Like, what did I do to you? Did I really piss you off or make you mad? Like, is it really that serious though? You gotta do me like that? And I was just like, well, you really don't know me. Like, you really don't know neither one of us. And then you only know me when I was heartbroken and acting like I was all in love with you and clingy and all that. But you know, if that's how you feel, then just feel like that. Like, there's nothing that I can say, nothing that I can do. So then fast forward again, my birthday again, he ended up seeing me when we was outside at a party, because we was going out for my birthday. And me and another girl that I knew whose birthday was that day, or not that day, like a couple days after mine, we was going out for our celebration. I think hers was after mine, but it hadn't reached her birthday yet, but it reached mine already. So we was going out for like a birthday celebration. We was outside, and he had seen me, and then that's when he ended up texting me, and he was like, what's up, do you want to link and hang out and all that? And so then I was like, yeah, sure, why not?
Like, are you dumb?
I think she's dumb.
I think she's dumb.
I think she's dumb.
Y'all, I forgot to include this in the video, but we ended up going to a hotel that he had with Mustang, actually. So they was in our hometown and they had a hotel. So when we had got back to our hometown after that party, me and Green had dropped everybody else off and went to the hotel room. And when we was there, we was just chilling and talking, and he was like, oh, you lost so much weight. And the whole time I had lost weight because I was really depressed and I couldn't eat because I was dealing with 2 heartbreaks at the same time. But after that, we was talking while he was in town, and he had invited me to come to see him again. So I had came and seen him again.
Y'all, just stupid, just dumb. Like, why? Whole time I was talking to somebody else at the time. So when I was talking to them, I had a smoke stick. And me and him, we used to always like steal each other's smoke sticks. He started stealing my smoke stick. So I started stealing his smoke sticks back. But yeah, we're gonna call him Black. And he got his own story time too. That's the only reason we give him a name. So Black, I went to go see Dice. Black kept blowing my phone up because that's what he do. And I was like, man, I was looking for my smoke stick. He was like, don't you got this? Because he asked me, do I have a smoke stick? Funny thing is, when we was hanging out back in the day, like when I had first met him and stuff, when I first met Dice, his cousin Boosie had a smoke stick, and he was letting Green and Dice hit it. And I was like, y'all need to stop doing that. That's not good for you. That's bad for your lungs and all that. But Green introduced me to him, and I had just started doing them. So I had my own at the time. This was before I stopped carrying my own around because I was hitting them too much. So I had my own at the time, and Dice was like, let me hit that. So I was like, oh, here. And I could not find it. And I was like, oh my gosh, this man got my stuff. That's probably why he keep calling my phone. So so I was like, man, he was like, who was you talking about? I was like, yeah, somebody just stole my smoke stick, I think. And he was like, oh, really? And he was like, wow. And so he was seeing him calling my phone. He was like, that's him. And I was like, yeah, it is. And then he was like, oh, you still in love with that man? I was like, I'm not in love, but I guess. He was like, nah, you love that man. He got your smoke stick and all that. And I was like, how you gonna be worried about me being in love with somebody when we're not together and you played me the last time? Like when we was talking, like you played the mess out of me. What do you mean? What are you even talking about? He was like, yeah, you in love. You need to go be with who you in love with. So he left. And so then I went to go get my smoke stick. Whole time, dude, and I had my smoke stick. I put up on dude like, give me my shit. Why you stealing my stuff? I'm tired of you. I'm tired of you stealing my smoke stick and all that. The whole time, smoke stick was right in the car, in the crack of the car. Like, chill. Chill. So I was like, wow. So I was just embarrassed, and I didn't even have to mention dude at all. I could have just turned my phone off or something and enjoyed my night if I would have just sit there and looked harder for my smoke stick. I was like, bro, I'm T. So then I think that was my last interaction with him. But I followed him on socials, and he ended up getting somebody pregnant. And I was like, how? With that little thing, you got somebody pregnant? No, my bad, y'all. But for real, like, how you get somebody pregnant? How did you get somebody pregnant? I'm still confused and mind boggled, but they got a cute baby and all that. It's none of my business and all that.
Also, this man grew up to be kind of a scammer or whatever you want to call it. He used to ride around in nice cars and all that. And when I went to college, I had seen him a couple times, and I'd be seeing him on socials like flashing money and throwing money and all that. But he never reached back and thought to give me anything, even though I know I spent over $100 on this man. But you know what? I'm hurt, but it's cool. It's cool. And watching this story back, it made me realize that from the beginning, he was plotting and hoping that what did I call him? Charger was right that I was a hoe. And when he found out that I wasn't, and I wasn't trying to give him none, then he was like basically ready to get rid of me. And that's all that this story really boils down to. That's long story short.
But I do want to tell y'all, the last thing I want to tell y'all is the fact that I literally was so heartbroken about this man that I made a song about him. Well, I made a rap because when I was in high school, I used to freestyle. I used to rap and all that. Like, I don't know why. I really think I was kind of good when I was in high school, because now I can't do it at all. I don't know if I don't be thinking good enough, fast enough, whatever it is. But back then, I was creative enough to write a rap. So I made this rap about him, and I'm going to share it with y'all because I think it's all right. Then at this point in time, I was listening to that song by Biggie and what's his name? The one who in jail, R. Kelly, where it be like, you must be used to me spending an hour in you tonight. Make you feel so right. Make me come to me. Give you what you need. Let's stop the bull, baby. I'ma take you to the spot, get you high. All that. So it was Biggie, he was rapping and all that. So imagine me rapping this to Biggie first verse. That's what I made this to. So it go like this. I thought I liked his ass, but he don't say text to my phone, so fuck that nigga. I'm a bad bitch, and know what time I'm on. He gon' regret not putting up with me, gon' really wanna fuck with me, and I'ma tell him move around. I'm not gon' play these hide and seek games with you, nigga. Just a game to you, nigga. I was really down to ride it. You had changed on me, nigga. Don't wanna fuck with you, nigga. Wanna up and in on you niggas. No discussion for you niggas. I'm just gon' boss up, stack cash, move on, bounce ass. Realize that I'm the realest bitch this nigga ever had. Couldn't handle me. Should've said so before I spent my cash. Thinking about this nigga make me really wanna fuck his fast. Thinking about this nigga make me realize all he did was tell lies. All I did was look at him, get mesmerized, hypnotized. How could I believe the lies? Really must have liked to say it's the newsflash. That dog ass nigga fucking trash. All right, that's the end of the story time. I hope y'all enjoyed the rap. I hope y'all enjoyed the story. I hope y'all having a good day. And I hope y'all not letting y'all haters make y'all mad. I hope y'all making y'all haters mad by being glad. And I hope y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe to this video. Let me know what you feel about it. And I know I was being a simp, and I know. You ain't gotta tell me nothing in the comments about that, because I know I was young and crazy and just so yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed though, and I hope y'all come back for another one and enjoy the rest of y'all day. Bye.